Right. Hi there, everyone, and welcome to our geography YouTube channel. Um, Today, I'm going to be going over question 3.1 with you guys of the assessment you've just completed. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen so you can see a little bit more information. Okay, and let's move you over. Yeah. Okay. So this is a question that we're going to look at today, which is 3.1, which is using figure 9, match the coastal feature below to the correct grid reference. You shade the circle next to the letter to respond in the exam. And we want to figure out which of these grid references matches the wave cut platform on the map. Okay, so I guess to access this question, you first of all need to know what a wave cut platform looks like, and therefore what it would look like on a map. Okay, so for those of you that didn't know what a wave cut platform is, please draw your attention to this photograph here. It is this area of rock which extends out from the cliff face towards the sea. Now, this headland here in the photograph is Flamborough Head on the east coast of England. It's a chalk headland and is subject to erosion. Okay, so you can see lots of features along this headland. So in the foreground here, which is the front of the photograph, you can see quite large caves, and in the background here you can see some smaller caves along this headland here. Okay, you can see that the tide is out. Okay, and this point here is a high tide mark, so the sea will reach this point during high tide. Now this is important to note because this this transition between low tide to high tide is responsible for what we call a wave cut notch forming. So what will happen is this: when the sea transitions from low tide to high tide, the waves will attack the base of the cliff. Okay, in doing so, hydraulic action and abrasion will occur. So these are two types of erosional processes, these physical processes. So the waves will crash against the base of the cliff, causing air and cracks to become compressed, making the cracks bigger over time. And also any pebbles, for example, like these ones here, which I've collected on my travels in the summer holidays. Any pebbles held within the waves will be rubbing against the base of the cliff, causing this part here to deepen and retreat over time. Okay, what this means for the cliff above it is that it will become unsupported as that wave cut notch becomes larger, and eventually it collapses. Any material that is from the cliff will be removed back to sea through the backwash. Okay, so what is left is this area of the cliff which was below the wave attack zone. Okay, and that is your wave cut platform. Now there's a video here which you might want to watch before going on to the next slide. So just to recap that, there are 5 statements on this slide which need to be sorted into the correct order to explain how a wave cut notch forms. So what I'd like to do is pause this video now and see if you can put them in the correct order. Okay, so if you pause it now, you won't hear me going through the answers. Okay, so the answers. Number 1, sea attack to base of the cliff. 2, the wave cut notch forms due to hydraulic action and abrasion. The dent is formed. 3, the notch gets bigger, creates an overhang which eventually will collapse, and then the backwash carries away the eroded material, and the process repeats itself. The cliff continues to retreat. So if we look at Flamborough Head one more time, what this means is that this part of the headland, the width of the headland will become narrower over time due to continued erosion of the base of the cliff. Okay, so these wave cut platforms, they're outcrops of rock extending from a headland. So let's have a look at our OS map. So when you look at your OS map, think first of all, where would this feature, where would this feature likely to be located on this map? Okay, it is an erosional feature. It's formed on a headland, so it's going to be somewhere along this western edge. Okay, any grid references which lead you to an inland location, ignore. Okay, obviously it's going to have to be next to the sea. So let's have a look at your options. So 673398 brings you to this point here. Okay, now this grid square doesn't have a wave cut platform within it. A wave cut platform would appear like this on a map as an outcrop, a rock outcrop. So there's one here, also from the northwest of this part of the coastline going towards the southeast, and also, if I move you guys here, in the northwest of the map here. So to break down a grid reference, we first need to pick out the eastings and the northing values, which are the first and second and fourth and fifth values. So for this point here, we need to go to 6642. So what I'm going to do is just grab that letter B, okay, and I'm going to go along the corridor. I don't really have to go very far with this one, do I? It's here. So 66, and then need to go up to 42, which is here. Okay. Now that isn't the point which we're looking for, as it's just a 4-figure grid reference. So we now need to imagine the eastings. So from here, 66 to 67 is divided into tenths. Okay, so halfway would be 5. If the symbol was on the line of 66, it would be 660. Okay, so we need to go to 669. So I'm going to go 1, that's about 2, 3, 4, maybe a bit more, 5, that's about midway. I need to go to 9, about 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd say that's 9. Okay, and then we need to go to 421. So we're already on the 42 line. So we just need to go 1 up. Now, as you can see, B has brought us to an outcrop of rock, which will be your wave cut platform. C, we'll just have a look where C would have taken you to, but remember this is the wrong answer. So again, we go to 66, then 8 across, which is probably about here. Okay, notice what I'm doing. I'm just guessing more or less where these points are, and then 4 to 8 would take you to here, and that is on a golf course. So you're not going to find a wave cut platform which looks like this inland. Okay, so the answer for this one will be B, as you can see that wave cut platform there. Okay, right, so that's the end of this video. If you would like to go over 6-figure grid references in a little bit more detail, then please watch this YouTube link here, and there are some examples of questions that you can have a go at. Okay, so thank you for listening. Scroll on to either the next video or have a look at which questions you didn't do so well on in the assessment, and then go straight to the feedback video for that one. Okay, bye now.